I'm blind, and my girlfriend's buddies harassed me and took my cane, so I moved out. I'm blind, and I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years. We share a small apartment. Her two best friends, 32 and 35, live right across the hall. They show up almost every day. They don't knock. They use a spare key my girlfriend gave them because it's convenient for packages and emergencies, and they wander in whether she's home or not. Most days it feels like I'm living with 3 guys instead of 1. They'll sit on our couch, open our fridge, and start random talk that turns weird fast. I know people get awkward around blindness, but these two go past awkward. I started wearing headphones less so I could hear the door. A few days ago, my girlfriend was at work, and I was home alone. The lock clicked, the door swung, and heavy shoes crossed the entry. I said her name, no answer. Then I heard their voices and the sharp smell of aftershave. They joked they could walk in quiet and pretend to be my girlfriend and I wouldn't know. One of them laughed in my ear and said, "See? Easy." Then they pushed it further. They said if one of them ever got her pregnant, I wouldn't be able to tell. They said I wouldn't even know the kid wasn't mine. I sat still, trying to keep my voice steady, and said to cut it out. They called it dark humor. I called it gross. When they finally left, my hands shook. I'd told my girlfriend before that her friends make me uncomfortable. She'd brushed it off. She thought they were helping, checking on me when she was gone, carrying groceries, stuff like that. I hadn't told her the worst parts yet because it sounded unbelievable, and I worried it would turn into me versus them. That night she came home stressed and went to bed early, so I waited. In the morning she left for work again. I decided to tell her that day. I also called my parents and told them what had been happening so at least someone knew. I kept my phone in my pocket. I set a glass of water by my hand and kept my cane within reach. Late morning, the key turned again. I felt my throat tighten. One of them called my name like we were buddies. I stayed by the table and said I didn't want company. They kept coming. They stood too close. One brushed my shoulder and laughed. The other took my cane and tapped it on the floor like it was a toy. I reached for it and he pulled it away. I said, "Give it back." He did, but only after dragging the tip along the wall. My heart beat fast. They started the same routine as before, saying how easy it would be to trick me. One breathed hot air by my ear. The other blocked my path to the door. I took a step and hit a shin. He cursed and shoved me back into the table. A cup fell and clattered. They cracked up. It wasn't a joke anymore. I yelled for them to stop and leave. They told me to relax. My chest felt tight and my hands tingled. I shouted loud and long. The hallway went quiet. Then a soft, older voice called from outside, asking if I was all right. The two went silent. One muttered, "We should bounce." The door opened and closed. I stood there, shaking. The neighbor from upstairs came in. She said her name and asked if she could help. I said yes. She led me to her place, sat me on her couch, gave me water, and kept her hand on my arm so I knew she was there. I couldn't stop crying. She didn't ask for details. She just kept saying, "You're safe here." We stayed like that for a long time until my breathing slowed. When I felt steady, she walked me back and waited with me. My girlfriend came home soon after. I told her everything. I didn't leave anything out. I watched her go from confused to angry in seconds. She asked, "They did what?" I repeated the part about the key, the comments, the touching, and taking my cane. She said she thought they were being good friends. I said they weren't. She didn't argue. She grabbed her keys and said, "Stay here." She crossed the hall and banged on their door. Voices rose fast. I heard my name, then swearing, then a thud, another hit, a chair scraped. She yelled at them to stay away from me and to give back any copies of our key. More shouting. A door slammed. Silence. She came back breathing hard. Her voice shook, but she said she was fine. She locked our door and slid the chain. Then she started packing. She didn't ask. She just moved. She threw clothes in bags, grabbed our documents, my meds, chargers, and my tech. She called her boss and said she needed time off. Then she called my parents and told them we were coming. We loaded the car. I kept listening for steps in the hall, for a key in our lock. Nothing came. She helped me down the stairs, buckled me in, and started the engine. We drove straight to my parents' house. We told them what happened, and they brought us inside. We're staying there while we look for a new place with better security and no shared keys. That night, with the door locked and my cane by the bed, I finally slept. Now her friends are saying I'm overreacting for screaming. Am I wrong for it?